welcome into the Really Randumb podcast. I'm Colton Pettyjohn, and that's Drew Bolden.
What's happening?
And this is just another episode of the Really Randumb podcast.
Look, we're back to what I feel like is semi-normal, and I feel a little bit weird. You know,
not being weird.
Yeah, a little bit obnoxious. Well, that's every episode, but I mean, like with our
attire.
I don't know. This is yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a shitty ass color. So,
so right before we recorded, I was like, "Hey, Colton, I got a new shirt. Look at what color." And then
it took me like 5 seconds. I'm like, "Am I supposed to react?" And then I was like, "Oh, it's probably burnt orange or something like that." Yeah.
But sometimes I do forget
the Longhorns.
Oh. Wait, what is? Oh, no. This is. Who gives a shit? Okay. There's no college anything anyway.
Yeah. Dude. So we had a pretty good weekend. This is actually. I was gonna wait. I was gonna wait till you brought it up, but you've taken way too long. We've already been talking for a minute.
Well, you have to apologize to the people. You know.
Okay. Well, I'll start off with.
Enlighten that.
Sweet Angie Mama.
Are you British?
Jenna Linda Vendavere. Jen. Really, I do miss your mom. And that's not in a weird way. Like, it's just been several months.
Get over it, man. She moved on.
Bill, you lucky son of a... So, avert your ears, avert your eyes. Don't listen to this because we're about to get blood on the dance floor.
Oh, wow.
No, I didn't. It's the name of a band that we're going to be talking about. It's not like a weird thing.
It is. It's just, I didn't expect it. And then you're like, huh? Because, like, the first time I heard that band's name, I was like,
what are they doing on the dance floor?
Why are they, are they fighting is what I imagine, but I just imagine.
Human sacrifice. Can you imagine, like, everyone's moshing and then the guy who loses in the mosh pit, you
pulls out
just
a goat.
Kill him?
Oh. I was thinking, you said human sacrifice. I said pulls out a goat.
Well.
You can do other things with a goat.
So.
Like have.
Oh,
sorry.
Gosh.
Anyway, you know what? Just go. It took me too long.
Hey, so actually, I was going to talk about something else, but let's just go ahead and get to it. Did you love that beautiful intro that we just went into? Because my God, Clancy Nolan is the shib, bro.
The maestro of magic. I don't know.
Of music, maybe.
He's just
that would
really,
be
really good. And yeah, keep going. I'll compliment him after you're done.
So we found his music because he was on the same playlist as Dylan Himley, right?
Yeah, it was like
Himley had a song on a playlist.
I think so. I think so. Unless it was like, it was either featured.
On Spotify.
Yeah, it was either featured on a playlist. The one, I think that's where I found him, or it was on like a Rocket League radio because his music sounds like it should be in Rocket League.
It does.
And if you don't like Rocket League music, you crazy.
Yeah. So Drew showed me this song because you're the one that found it, and you showed me this song, and you're like, dude, I think it would be awesome to have this song as the intro / maybe the outro of our freaking podcast. So I was like, and I listened to it. I was like, yes, please. Sir. So we reached out to Clancy. He's the guy that made this song, and
I mean, it took him 8 years to respond, but
it did,
you know, it's fine.
Are
you busy, Clancy? No, but and then once he reached out, we had a good conversation back and forth, and
I never replied to him. Surprise!
Wow.
Because
Clancy, that's what you get.
That's my fault. We both reached out to him on our separate accounts, and he reached out to me and was like, "Yeah, dude, that would be awesome. Like, just send me the episode that you play or whatever." And I was like, "Okay," in my head, and then I didn't ever.
Well, that's the Colton texting experience. Yeah. If you want to live the life of being let down by Colton daily without having to get married to him, just text him once and go, "Hey, Colton, thinking about you. Hope all is well. Love the podcast." And this is what he'll do. He'll go, "Oh, man, that's really nice. Notice my thumbs aren't moving. Oh, that's really nice. Cool." And then I'll put it back in his pocket.
Sometimes I'll respond one time.
Or you'll just go back to Instagram scrolling and going, "Oh, dude, look at this video of LeBron. I love LeBron. Look at LeBron. I love LeBron. Hey, did you know they lost to the Mavericks? Ha! LeBron's team.
It's a scrimmage.
No, it was real to me. Well,
oh my gosh, I'm so glad that sports are back. I know we don't have to talk about that, but sports are back.
We can talk about it. You know what? It's our podcast, Colton. I don't know if you know this, but it has Well, neither of our names on it, but on the intro, every time you say your name first, so that's cool. Let's talk about that later. Why? Anything we do, you always put your name first.
Do I? It's alphabetical. That's my excuse. Colton and Drew.
C and P is not alphabetical. If anything, it would be C, D. No, B. Fuck it.
I'm like, okay.
It was not going to be.
I
was trying to put. I'm also what the hell ever. But yeah, so Clancy, when I found the song, I was like, well, I didn't show you right away because I wanted to keep it for myself. But then I realized, you know what?
This podcast is the both of us.
Yeah,
huh?
and because it has both of our names on it. I'm not as selfish as my co-host Colton Pettyjohn.
It's me.
So Colbin. So I showed him, and the part. Well, I'm not gonna ruin it yet because it's literally the best part of the song. And he just released another one called
I can't remember
Cobblestone Arcade.
Yes,
I think it's so
yep.
good, and I was like.
Yeah, so
well, I didn't do that because it wasn't that tight, but
I'm super glad that we were able to get
in.
in. I'm glad that we were able to get in contact with him, and I'm glad that he is letting us use this song for our podcast. So thanks, man.
Thank you, Clancy. Hopefully you're listening and get better at responding faster. Just kidding. Love you, buddy. Seriously, so good. If you check him out, I almost said Instagram. Well, I mean Instagram too, but Spotify. I think it's at Clancy Nolan. I don't know if it's at Clancy Nolan official. Whatever.
Yeah, but it's really good. Mm-hmm. Speaking of sports being back, we talked about this. So.
Oh no.
Drew and I have talked several times about not knowing whether or not we've talked about something on the podcast because we talk so much about stuff that we were thinking about putting on the podcast or whatever. And so we're eventually going to get to the point where we repeat stories, and I'm sorry. That's just how it is. And Drew, what was your solution to not ever having to worry about doubling up on whether or not we've talked about it on the podcast or not?
I don't remember.
Really? You said okay, so we'll never have to worry about that ever again because I just won't talk to you unless we are doing a podcast. And then you started. You were just like, and I started talking to you, and you were just like,
no. What did I just say? But we may have been drinking.
By the way, anytime you see us and we're strictly just drinking water, it's probably because we had a heavy night of drinking either the night before or a couple nights before.
Man.
It took me all day yesterday to recover. It was like 7:30 p.m. and I was still sitting on the couch going, oh my gosh. I'm so glad I didn't have anything to do yesterday.
That's what we do for the weekends. Like we'll drink on Friday as soon as we get off work, and then by the time Monday morning rolls around, I mean, we'll still want to
finally getting recovered.
Yeah, then we'll be like, well, we're fine. But that's what happens when you're 30. Speaking of 30, oh, hell yeah. So the reason why I cheered is because the day, actually, right now, if you're watching this, July 27th, on the first day he rose from heaven, Colton Pettyjohn, wait, that's not how it goes. Colton Pettyjohn is now 30 years old today. July 27th, 1909. My math, July 26th, 1909.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say, your math is a little off.
July 27th, 1990, Colton Pettyjohn was born, 6 pounds, 11 ounces, to Angie Pettyjohn and Cecil Pettyjohn and Hunter Pettyjohn.
Yeah, Hunter helped out. He was down there. He was like, I'll catch him. Can you imagine a 2-year-old down there going like, hey, we need help. We need extra hands in here. You.
I know you got shit in your pants, but come on. We need. Do you still shit in your pants at 2?
Yeah.
I mean, sure. I was.
22.
Sorry, 22.
I mean, we've heard stories.
That's what. That's what Taylor.
What's her
name? The singer that everyone likes, Taylor Swift.
Oh,
that's what she was singing about when she said, "I'm feeling 22," because she felt that there's 22s in. I almost said inside of her. Whatever. Why does anyone listen to this bullshit?
Yeah, because you don't have a life. Thank you for not having a life.
But you know who doesn't have much of their life left? Colton Pettyjohn, now that he's 30.
Yes.
Seriously, though.
Speaking of...
I can't wait for everyone to go, oh, you're 30 now. Feel any different? No! You're the same. It's the next day. F*** off.
So I was thinking, and I've already thought about this a bunch, and I know we make a lot of jokes about it. but
No.
I think by the end of 2020, I am going to go ahead and bite the bullet and start shaving my head. I think I'm just going to go bald.
Nope.
I think I'm going to go bald. I'm already going bald, and anytime I get out of the shower and my hair is wet and I just see, I'm like, I have nothing up there. I have like 3 hairs on top that are like pieced together that kind of looks like I got some hair. And I'm eventually, it's coming to a point where it's just like, I'm just going to go ahead and end it all. End having hair.
You're gonna look
which
like
I'm okay with it.
You're going to look like a Lego man.
Yeah. Well, I have heard that actually I was watching TV the other day, and one of the commentators for, I think it was a basketball game, it said the guy was like, it was the Mavs game. They were talking about Rick Carlisle, and they said Rick Carlisle is now bald, or he shaves his head, and he goes, have you ever noticed that when people go bald or they shave their head, they look better? And I'm like, is that true? Maybe I need to go ahead and just do it.
Well,
I think that's what bald people tell themselves.
I don't know.
I just look better bald. That's why I did it. It has nothing to do with my insecurities of not having any hair and losing it at the age of 23. Yeah.
You're 30. No, why don't you do hair stuff?
I don't want
You're just like, f it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't want to pay for that. And I don't really, anytime people, okay, so there is a radio personality that I won't say his name, but his name's RJ Choppy. And he does the hair, did the hair replacement thing. And his hair, you're clinging onto it for dear life.
How old is he?
It doesn't look good. It doesn't, I mean, I'm not saying he looks bad, but in my opinion, it's very patchy and it's super thin up top. So you have something up there, but I don't know. I just don't like any of that kind of stuff. It's too expensive, and it's just not, for me, it's not worth it. I'm just going to go ahead and shave it.
Well, I mean, Patrick, he went for
it. Dude, and he looks great. And I'm afraid that, I don't know. My head is shaped weirdly. It's like a cone. So I'm just afraid of constantly looking like a dunce.
Well, you're already doing that. You got hair.
Okay.
Okay.
But thank you for all of the wishes that you guys are going to give me for happy birthday, because you love me so much. I appreciate all the love. You know what? I feel like
think you're setting yourself up for
failure. Probably, yeah.
That's like when we go, you know what? We're going to get 5,000 views on this episode, and then we get 100, and we're like, what?
Should have seen that coming. But I will say I won't feel bad for anyone that doesn't wish me happy birthday. I'm not going to be upset at you because I don't wish you happy birthday. Yeah. Chances are. Yeah. I don't wish like anyone happy birthday.
No.
And I don't know. I used to do it. I used to do like the Facebook thing of happy birthday. But then I'm like, this is meaningless. I only say happy birthday because I just so happen to see on Facebook that it's your birthday. If you really matter to me, then I will know. That sounds bad. Everyone matters to me. But if you're really a close friend of mine and I know you well, then I should already know what your birthday is, August 15th. Greg, August 5th. I will know that that's your birthday, and I will wish you happy birthday on your birthday because I remembered. I am not going to wish you a happy birthday just because I saw on Facebook that it says it's your birthday.
I was going to make a joke like, that's not it, but you had too much confidence. But it is not the 15th.
Ow.
Idiot. It's the 15th. You got it. Come on. Drink. Yeah, so I did the whole thing on Facebook where you can hide your birthday to people. So I don't get those happy birthdays from someone I knew in high school that already got rid of their hair. I don't know, just some random people I don't give a shit about. Yeah. But like, I'm not going to go, like, I don't go onto Facebook and say happy birthday because, like you said, what?
Well, and people are nicer than us. So I will get texts from people, from our friends.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it and I love it. And I will respond and I will say thank you. But I don't expect it. And it's not going to hurt my feelings if you don't. Yeah. If you don't make a 17 picture montage on your Instagram story of HAP and every other letter is a picture of us together.
Oh, God.
If you don't do that, then you're not a good friend, to be honest. But I won't. Do you think we have enough pictures together?
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. As soon as I started saying that, I was like, yeah, we gotta.
We took enough for like 4 birthdays the other week in our rompers.
I meant together, like pictures of us together.
Oh, of course.
Could you spell out "Happy Birthday, Colton" with all the pictures that we have together?
I can spell out "Happy Bolt."
I don't know why
I'm still drunk from Friday. I could spell out "Happy Birthday, Colton Andrew Pettyjohn, my bestest friend ever in the whole wide world" with a big old and have a picture.
Yikes.
And have a picture there every time. You know what's funny? If I am about to say something that's not funny, or that was going to be kind of serious, I got to throw in like big old or before my mom comes home from work after working the night shift.
That you have to edit this tonight.
Yeah, but it's still funny for me to.
I know, but it's gonna make it more difficult for you to edit.
Go.
No, you gotta edit all of that out. You gotta chunk all that. Put the Really Random logo over your face for that entire sentence, not just the one word. So let's jump to it.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
So I was talking about the fact that sports are back. NBA's back, and I freaking love it. MLB's back, and I've been watching UFC like crazy. I spent all day yesterday on the couch watching it. A lot of fun.
Yeah, you were laying there like this.
Yeah. Dude, I did not move like hardly at all.
Hey, now life. You
I know what you're gonna say.
You're living
we'll
the
just
life,
leave it at
living
that.
the dream.
So we were talking about this the other day. I don't remember how this got brought up, but back several years ago, I think it was like 2012 or 13. I think Louisville was playing in the national championship, the basketball NCAA basketball national championship. And it was Louisville against someone. I don't really remember, but there was a player.
Was it not Duke? It doesn't.
It may have been Duke. I can't remember. But during the national championship, I believe it was the national championship game, there was a player by the name of Ware. Something Ware. It's not. It's not Spears. It's
anyway.
I don't know, Marcus Ware or something. Not the I don't know. Whatever.
But the cowboy.
He during the game he came down, broke his leg. I can't remember how it happened.
Oh, everybody remembers this moment.
Yes.
Like, even people who didn't watch basketball were like, "Oh, the basketball player that his leg shot out of his leg."
Yeah. So the bone comes out of the skin and it's sticking out and like you can see it and all that kind of stuff. Well, somehow, first of all, it's difficult for me to watch injuries, period. But leg injuries, for the most part, I don't know why it's legs, but like knees, I've been terrified of like tearing my ACL or whatever. So anytime like there's a video of Sean Livingston when he went for a layup.
Didn't that happen twice?
And came down and tore his ACL. That was back like a long time ago.
Yeah. But I mean, I think the weirdest part was, I'm sorry to cut you off because that's what I do. The weirdest part was all he did was like land and his leg bone just went.
Yeah. So
just a regular ass jump. It wasn't anything crazy.
So I've never seen the video. I was watching the game and I walked away. I was doing something else. I went to the bathroom. When I came back, everyone told me what had happened, and I was like, okay, well, I don't want to see it. I don't want to.
Like when they share that on SportsCenter, they're like, here we go. We're gonna go in really close when they showed Kevin Durant's
where it just like snaps.
It was like,
you see the.
Yep, and then you're like, but yeah, they zoomed it in and slow moed it, and when he started to bend, I went.
Yeah. No, I can't watch that. There's another football player. Oh, he used to play for the Ravens. Can't remember who it is, but
was that when he was celebrating. He was like, yeah, and he came down.
And that was a kicker. There was a kicker that made a game-winning field goal or something, and he jumped up and came down and snapped his ACL. But no, there was a running back that was running, and he had the ball, and this was when
team on his back. That one.
No, he was playing for the Hurricanes, Miami Hurricanes in college, and
I was like, who?
Out of nowhere, a defender came and hit him right here, and you can just see his leg just snap. Anyways, go off on this trail. All to say, I was able to miss that moment. I was able to not see it, and I was like, thank God, because I hate looking at sports injuries. And I know some people that actually like watching that. I'm like, you sick freak. Get help. So I had gone several weeks without seeing it. And at the time, I was kind of like not dating, but talking to a girl that I had.
Well, we all know what that means. Just, yeah.
No, no, we were not. But we were, I met her in class at UNT, and
okay, wow, dude.
We, after you dropped out, and, and, like one day after class, it was one of those classes where it's like the big auditorium. And I saw her a couple of times, and I don't know why, but I was like, I want to talk to that girl. And so one day after class,
I've got 2 reasons why.
No, well, we don't have to. We don't have to say that.
Her boobs.
Okay. So after class, I started talking to her. Whatever. So one day we were hanging out, and she was like, "Hey, do you want to come over to my apartment? We'll grab dinner." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Cool."
Ooh, she invited you on a date.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So I went over to her place, and
did she go, "Man, I wish you were bald"?
No.
Okay.
So she was the first person that ever tried to get me to watch Parks and Rec, and we watched one episode, and I was like, I'm just not that into it. Yeah. And then like 5 years later, I'm like, this is one of my favorite comedy shows of all time.
It's like with every TV show, you gotta give like the first few episodes a chance.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows the first episode of The Office is it's work. You're like, but then when you get to know the characters, you go back to watch it, you're like,
that's a great episode.
Still tough to watch.
I think it's good. I like that. Yeah. Well, I think it's funny that Michael has his hair combed back, and he has like it.
Well, he got hair plugs or whatever. Yeah. So, hey, I don't know. Looks good on him.
Maybe. Hey.
But he also makes millions and millions.
I was about to say, I'm too far gone, and he has millions and millions, and I have couples of dollars. So, anyway, so we're hanging out, and we had talked about previously that had come up in conversation, the fact that I don't like gross injuries. And we had even talked about and she didn't watch basketball, but she knew about that moment where and she had seen it, like the bone came out.
Yeesh.
And so we're just hanging out at her place, and I think we're sitting on the couch doing whatever, maybe watching TV, Parks and Rec. And she was like, oh, hey, and like I said, I had done such a good job of avoiding like Facebook posts. There were posts about it. There were things on Instagram. There were all of these like videos on YouTube, and anytime I would see it coming up, I go, nope. And I never actually saw the injury, and I was very proud of being able to stay away from it. And just like that, I'm sitting on the couch, and she goes, hey, look at this. And she knew that I didn't want to see it, and she goes, hey, look at this on my phone. I go, hey, what is it?
Oh, was it like a
and
picture?
And guess how much
video?
Longer we dated after that? Not very. So
she broke up with you?
She broke up. Actually, she did break up with me. So.
She was like, wow, you can't even look at a leg?
I was so mad.
You can't look at these.
No, I was so mad.
Oh, I would have been too.
Like I was
did you hit her?
I was like, I don't think that's funny. I don't think.
Oh,
like,
wow.
It's one of those like I was like, I don't think that's funny. I don't want to see that. I've asked you not to, like, I've told you that I didn't want to see it, and you specifically went out of your way and showed me. That makes me mad.
I would love to talk about how to make you actually upset. So there's two times Colton gets actually upset, and you know it's happening.
And I hate this about myself, because in the moment, I'm like, you know what? F you, dude. No, screw off. But like afterwards, I'm like, that's so stupid. Why?
So one of them is if Colton asks you politely, like, hey, can you do this or can you not do this? And then you do it, and he'll go, do you think this is funny? It's either that or that's not funny. Exactly. And your face is like, why would you do that? And then a second time is when you're playing beer pong.
Or any sort of game, to be fair.
Any really sort of game, if you call Colton out for something that he's hypocritical about, whenever, you know how in beer pong, because we're really cool, we're still in college at the age of 40, or wait, how old are we? I already forget. 50. If you're supposed to hold the ball behind the cups, and your hand can't go over the back line of cups, and Colton will do this thing where he'll like bend his arm like this, so he's behind. I'm calling you out big time, because I can't do it when we're drinking.
Well, so it's actually more because, like, to be fair, when I do it, I'll do this, but then when I throw and I
lean in.
And so, like, I get it now. I understand. But, like, for the longest time, I would literally go, I'm not moving, I'm not leaning, and I would do this, and my hand would be back behind it. And then I've gotten to where I start to either lean over before, or then when I throw, I lean into the throw, and then my hand is over the cups.
Violation.
I know.
It doesn't matter.
In the heat of the moment, I'm like,
you get so pissed.
Yeah.
You'll seriously go, look, I haven't moved. Look, come over here. Measure it. Look.
Do you want to sit right here?
No.
And hey, if you're going to do that, then I'm going to come over and I'm going to say you're.
I was like, God, Colton, stop doing that. And I hate calling you out for it too, because then you get even more mad at me for going, hey, I'm sorry, like just get over it, we'll play. And then, but actually, you did a really good job last time where you're like, okay, yeah, I know, I'm stupid, and Drew, you're really handsome tonight, and what are you doing later, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
But I do the same thing with. It's not as bad, but I used to, like with cornhole and stuff like that. But it's not even like if you call me out. It's just if I lose, like, or if I'm losing, or something like that. And Brock, the nicest guy in the world. Literally, our buddy Brock Price.
Actually, you
one
should
of
see
the
the
nicest guys
between us.
Wow.
Not so nice.
Okay, well, cool.
Has a colorful vocabulary.
He's super nice, and he's very selfless. He's a sweetheart. There are not a lot of people that have ill words to say about him. Just a really nice gentleman. But for some reason, and I don't know why, but anytime we play anything, cornhole, Cards Against Humanity, we used to play basketball back in high school.
Yeah.
He always knew how to get under my skin. And he doesn't even like do anything like that bad. But for some reason, like anyone else, even over you, like,
well, I try not to, because I don't want to piss you off and ruin the night.
Oh, he enjoys it.
I know.
Remember when we played?
You know what? He is. What did we talk about earlier? He probably likes watching sports injuries.
He probably does.
He's sick freak.
So yeah. Anyways, all that to be said, don't piss me off on purpose, or do whatever. I don't care.
Well, I do when you're sober. When you're drunk, you hit everybody when you're drunk.
No,
Women,
I don't. Don't
children,
say that. Stop. No,
not men, because you're like, I can't beat any men up, so I'm going to go for the weaker, more. I'm completely kidding. He hasn't, been arrested for it yet.
Drew and I this is one of the stories that I'm afraid that we've already talked about it, but I don't think we have. But we've talked about it so many times between the two of us that I think that we've talked about it. So
seriously, I am not going to talk to you. As soon as we're done, as soon as we cut, it's over.
That's probably fair. Okay. That's probably a good idea.
I'm going to order food, and I'm going into my room, and I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to play.
You're going to watch your food?
Oh, I'm going to order it. Oh, I'm going to watch the podcast.
I'm going to sit in here and I'm going to watch my food.
I'm not going to eat it because you guys keep calling me fat.
So we both have similar stories.
That's so weird. I remember when we found out, we're like,
yeah, this is the craziest just coincidence ever, I think. So back growing up, my parents were they kept us kids relatively sheltered. Mm-hmm. We didn't, anytime we watched a movie, it was like a Focus on the Family movie, or it's like Veggie Tales, or like those kind of very, very like rated G, not even rated PG.
Should I, like anything you say, if I feel is a similarity, I'm going to be like, yep, or same, because I remember when you told me, I was like, dude, yeah, yep. Yes, what, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that, and it was the same thing with music. With music, my parents really we only listened to KLTY, which was the Christian temporary or contemporary Christian music or whatever.
Is it still around?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Still around. Or
every
once in a while, my parents would play like, I think my dad liked the band Boston or Chicago or Styx or like those like 80s rock band.
My dad his favorite band is Boston.
Really?
Yes,
I think that's one of my dad's favorite bands. That's so weird.
Cecil, and I liked you. I'm just kidding. That sounds so
My
bad.
dad also plays the mandolin. What the
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. So,
he knows better.
So, we would listen to that kind of music. And any concert that we ever went to, it was a Christian concert. So it really didn't branch out that much. But by the time I turned around 10, my parents actually found out that I was interested in, like, I had a couple friends, my buddy Travis Reed, Neil Ellis, a couple other kids that we grew up with. They listened to NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. And so
who didn't, you know?
Yeah. And so when I go over to their house, they would play the music, and I was like, dude, I really like this music. And so, like, it was one of those things where I didn't realize that it was any different than the music that I listened to.
It's really not that bad. Like, when you think about it, when you're a kid, you listen to it, it's like, oh, it's really fun. I mean, there's a lot of, like, sexual undertones, but it's not like, oh, I'm gonna bend you over. Yeah. Oops, I'm already done.
This is a song about me. So, anyways, oh gosh. So, but like when I would listen to music like that, I just thought it was just other music. I didn't realize that the music that I listened to was Christian music, and this was not. I just thought it was just different music.
Yeah.
And so
a different group you hadn't heard before.
Yeah. So I would come home and I would talk about it, and so eventually my parents found out that I liked NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. And so for, I think, Christmas that year, my parents got me, was it Millennium?
Millennium. Yep.
The Backstreet Boys album, Millennium. That was my first ever non-Christian or secular album.
I believe, not even kidding you, I think that was the first CD that I was bought as well.
Really?
Yeah. My mom bought it. So my mom is more like me. She doesn't have a sailor's mouth, unless you get her there. But anyway, my father is...
Unless you get her on the ocean? Sailor.
Oh, unless you get her on a ship, she starts dipping and cussing.
And then she's like, you motherfucker. Can you imagine if all of a sudden you get on a ship and you just like transform into a friggin' sailor? Why is it sailor? Do you cuss like a sailor?
Oh, no.
Okay. Cool.
Cuss like a seaman.
All right.
You know what? Why don't I know anybody in the Navy so I can call you a seaman? Keep going, Colton.
All right. So one trip, I had never I got the album.
You were brought up very Christian-like.
Yes.
Not really hearing any bad words on movies, TVs, stage.
My parents never cursed. My parents never drank alcohol. I think we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Like, just very straight-laced for the most part.
They shared the Bartles and James and were getting silly.
Yeah, and that was when I was like 18.
That 4-pack or 3-pack is still in their fridge right now.
Oh, yeah. It's lasted them forever. But, so they would... Anyways, we would listen to Christian music all the time. And so when I got that for Christmas or whatever it was, I don't think I ever had the chance to listen to the music myself. I think I may have played a couple songs from the album, but we go on a road trip. It was during the summer. I can't remember where we're going, but during the road trip, my dad was like, "Hey, Colton, remember that CD we got you for Christmas? Do you want to listen to it?" And I was like, "Sure."
Yeah.
And he was like, "So we'll play." Like, we rotated, like whoever got to pick the next CD, you know. And so it was my turn, and my dad asked if I wanted to play that. I was like, "Sure." So we play it, and we're getting pretty close to the hotel. We'd already been traveling for like almost all day.
I don't remember if that's the first song in the album, but I think it is.
I don't remember. Is it?
Backstreet's Back?
Yeah, I think it's pretty close to the beginning. So the song, most of you probably will know it. Backstreet's Back.
All right.
Down, 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 down. So wait, is that the song? That's the same song?
Backstreet's Back. All right. Yeah, because it goes, am I the only one? Yeah.
Okay, so this song is playing, and it's a jam. I mean, and
it's a bop.
It's a bop, man.
Come on, now.
The mini Astro van is lit.
I remember the Colton Pettyjohn extravaganzas in those vans.
Oh yeah.
We going over the Walmart humps, not even giving a care in the world.
The Walmart humps. Oh yeah.
You ran this van into the side of Walmart.
Okay.
Hit that lady.
Hey,
and then beat her son up.
Lawsuits pending. Can we not talk about
sorry.
it?
Editing Drew, cut that out. All of it.
So we were in there. My brother and I sitting in the back seat. So there's a back bench. My sister always sat on the middle bench, and then my parents were up front. And so we're all, just bopping along to it. And and the song's playing, it's grooving, it's going, and it gets to the part where we were just singing, am I the only one? Yeah. Am I sexual? And as soon as he says sexual, I like freeze, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what did he just say?
Oh my God.
And like I was like so scared that I was in trouble. Like I was just like, my dad's gonna kill me because I wanted this album, and he had never, like, I know that he had never heard the song before, and it says that word, and like I look up and I see my eyes, my dad's eyes in the rear view, and he doesn't really blink, like he doesn't like flinch, but I do think he like looked up and looked at me, and I was like, oh gosh. So I like sunk down, and a little while later, I don't think it was that much longer. After that, we arrived at the hotel, and I get out, and I'm just so worried and paranoid. I'm like, God, I'm gonna be grounded. I'm gonna get spankings for this. I'm so sorry. And so like I get out, and my dad immediately like beelines it for me, and he comes straight for me, and he goes, hey, yeah. And I was just like, he was like, hey, and I'm like, Dad, I'm so sorry. Like I didn't know that was on there. He was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all good.
God, Cecil, you're such a great dad.
He was like, there are going to be times in your life where you're watching a movie or you're listening to a song or whatever, and you're going to hear something that is not good. Maybe a dirty word, or you'll see an image that is not a good image to look at or whatever. And he was like, those things happen and you can't always avoid them. So you just got to know that it's okay to hear those things, just don't say those things. And I was like, okay, thank you, Dad, I'm so sorry, like I apologize. And it wasn't even that bad. Am I sexual?
I know, but I was expecting you to be like, after he said like, hey Colton, it's okay, you go, and
yeah.
he just like faint.
And originally I totally skipped over this, but originally I thought he said, am I sex you wild? Or no. It was, can I sex you wild? And I was like, oh,
Can I sex you wild? Yeah. Why you're like, wait, why are 4 other dudes saying yeah after he says that? Is this the Village People?
Yeah,
no,
you can.
Okay, I know this wouldn't happen because it's Cecil Pettyjohn, but I wanted him to be like, you want to be like, hey, you're going to hear something like, yeah, I threw some money on that hoe, but hey, you know what? Like I knew he would never say that, but okay, so sorry.
I'm going to disrespect a hoe. But you know that you should never disrespect a hoe. No, don't say that.
I know. That's getting cut. But yeah, so on that, can I sex you wild? Can I sex you wild?
So I can't remember how this got brought up, but when you were saying like the whole time, you're like, huh? Yeah?
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes. Okay, so now my side of the story. We were on a road trip. My father, my mother, when they were still together, my brother and me. My brother's a little bit older. I don't know how much we talked about my brother, but TG Beezy, TG Bitch Boy. He's my older brother, more handsome brother.
More successful. We don't have to go down the list again.
Okay,
because
we only have 20 minutes left. So my mom is like, guys, I brought we were like going on like a skiing vacation or something, and we were on the way to the hotel, and I think we were pretty close to it also. So she's like, hey guys, before we get there, I'm gonna play the Backstreet Boys CD, and we're like, yeah, we love Backstreet Boys, woo! And I think we had heard it before, but we didn't at this point, like I knew that the word sexual was in there, but when we played it, and I was probably 9, I was exactly 9 or 10 or whatever. And so my dad puts it in, he's like, okay, yeah, I heard they were pretty good, and that's fine. And the song starts as normal, and he's like, hey, I really like this. And then it gets to the am I sexual, and it gets paused immediately. And my dad looks at me and I'm like, how the would I know, you dumb? I was gonna say, you dumb piece of shit. Like I said that to my dad, but
like you said, how the fuck do I know? To your dad too.
Come on, Dad. How the fuck I know?
How the fuck I know?
I would have gotten thrown out of the car at 70 miles an hour.
And you would have had to do like 782 push-ups after that.
Yes. Oh God, I have weak little noodle arms now. But anyway, so it not even get through am I sexual, and it gets paused right there, right? And my mom looks at my dad, and then my dad looks at me in the rear view, and he's like, "What did he just say?" And of course, me and my brother looks at me like, he's looking at you, dude. I'm not helping you. Because
of course,
yeah, like as kids, we didn't really get along, but I mean, we're homies with the same amount of chromies now. But so he looks at me. He looks at me like, what did he just say? And my mom goes, no, he said sensual. And then he goes, no, I heard it. And my mom, the saint that she was like looking at me like, I got this. Hold on. I'm married to him for some reason.
Oh no.
She goes, no, he says sensual. I swear. And then he plays it and rewinds it because in the Buick that we had for some reason, and my dad was in his 30s, had a Buick, and he hits the rewind thing and it goes, am I sexual? Yeah. And then I was like, there's no way this is going to work. And my mom was like, see, didn't you hear it? And he's like, okay, yeah. And I was like, Mom, yeah! But like my dad was ready to absolutely roll the windows down and toss my brother and me out the windows and never see us again. But guess what? Mom for the win. But Dad, I can tell you this now, 20 years later, he said sexual.
And Father Bolden, you made a mistake that day by not throwing him out the window.
Yes.
How much better your life would be.
Wait, who, me or my brother?
You. No, can you imagine if he got rid of your brother? He would have nothing to be proud of. He would be sitting here going, I've been a failure because I haven't raised a son to go on and carry on my legacy and to be successful and do things. And yeah, this is you still alive in the picture. It doesn't matter.
God. You know what? I know at this point, you know that when I do the whole, that you're just going to keep, kicking my own tits in. I don't know. Is that a phrase? Kick your space taint. Yeah. So I remember when you told me your story and I was like, dude, what? The same exact song got us like freaking out. But your dad, the human and has human interactions, went about it more correctly instead of my dad pausing it in the middle of the song. That's like when the GPS cuts your song off now on Bluetooth. And you're like, listen to the song. It's like, in 100 feet, continue straight. You're like, why the did you need to tell me that?
That was the best part.
I know. So, keeping with songs that were bad to listen to when you were younger, have you heard of the band Blink 182 times?
Yeah. I was introduced to that band pretty late because of the whole not being able to listen to those
absolutely. Yeah, there's not even all the small things. There's one word that was considered a bad word in my house. Do you remember which line? Okay, so I think it's the second verse, but it was on.
Is it okay? No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. What I'll say, and the line was, and then you'll sing it. Okay, but if you're wrong, you can't be in the podcast ever again.
I don't think it's because I don't really know that.
Anyway,
continue.
Yeah. So, do you remember Now That's What I Call Music?
Yes.
So when they came out, Now That's What I Call Music 1, we were probably 12. No, younger maybe. Anyway, I don't even know when the song came out. What the hell ever. It was on it. Whatever. Here we go. So my brother and I, we were in the game room and we were listening to Now That's What I Call Music 1 or 2 or whatever the hell. And we had it on our boombox thing. It was the gray one with black speakers that everybody had.
Yes.
You know exactly which one I'm talking. My mom still has it at the house for some reason. And it still has Now That's What I Call Music in it. And so we start playing it, and it's like the second or third song. And it's All the Small Things by Blink 182.
Okay. I know that line.
Yep. So we're listening to the song. We're having a good time. And then it gets to the second verse. I think it's second verse.
Yeah.
But hold on, I can't even remember what it is, but it's like I can't get to it. But anyway, so the line comes on and it goes,
late night, come home, work sucks.
Yep, I know. Yeah, so work sucks. I couldn't say sucks.
I
fart.
Yeah. We could not either.
Couldn't even say stinks. This stinks.
Okay.
We have to go.
No, I think we could say that.
We couldn't say oh my gosh. We couldn't say
Yeah, I don't think we could say, oh my gosh.
Yeah, we couldn't say what in the fuckity shit dick or anything like that.
Wow, that's
So
weird.
I know it was really weird.
I couldn't say. I used to all the time say what the, and my parents got so mad. My mom like, don't say that. I know what you're about to say. I'm like, I'm about to say nothing.
You piece
I'm
of
just
shit.
saying what the, what the.
So on continuing on that, I heard. Oh my god, I can't do this anymore, Colton.
It's been a pretty wacky episode.
Yeah, wacky. Yeah, it was a little wacky. So I was talking with Ferminator.
Yeah.
It's a friend of ours, and our friend Maddie, her mother, and she was talking about this with another adult. I say adult because she's older than us, which is weird because people older than us are adults.
Yeah.
But she was talking about this with another parent. I guess is what I. If you're a parent, you're an adult, I guess. And she was saying, yeah, well, I heard, and I don't really know why, because Ferminator's really kind of like loosey-goosey and like
chill.
Yeah, chill, gets along with us.
Yeah.
But she said there was a kid that went, what the? And she got onto him for saying it. And I'm like, that little boy just said, what the? Like, he didn't say what the f*** or anything, so why'd you get onto him? And she was like, well, I just don't think, kids should say, well, what the? And I'm like, and then I went like this. I was like, Ferminator, what the? And she goes, well, you can say it because you're an idiot. But anyway, so let your kids say what the. So yeah, back to late night, come home, work sucks. Yeah. So when that part came on, so it started the verse. My dad walks in the room, and my brother, so sly, went to the boombox, and it was like, work sucks. And he turned it down, at the work sucks part. My bad. So it was like, late night, come home. I know. And he turned it back up when my dad was there, and he was like, what are you guys listening to? And we're like, oh, it's the new Now That's What I Call Music. And then he's like, oh, cool. Yeah. Who is this? And we're like, oh, I don't know. It's just one of the random songs. He's like, okay. Because if we said Blink 182, he'd be like, what the f-?
Yeah.
Well, actually, my dad would be like, what the? So at that part where it said work sucks, my brother turned it down, because if he heard that, he would have probably broken my neck.
Oh,
he would have put me in the car, taken off, going 60, pushed me out of the car, ran back home.
Jeez. I would hope
Basically,
not.
my dad wants to kill me. I feel like that story sucked ass.
I feel like we've gone a little rails off today. What's new?
I know. It's kind of what we do all the time, and
Yeah.
I'm unapologetically doing it again.
Okay. Yeah. Man, it's freaking hot in here. I don't know why I
Is it?
ever
Yeah, why do you keep
wear
doing
long
long
sleeves anymore, but I like this shirt. So, But so back in the day,
This is a music-driven show.
it is very music driven. Besides the sports and
Pretty much the whole. First
actually no,
half.
you're right, because we talk about Clancy, Nolan.
Hey.
Again, thanks for the song. What's the name of the song that we use for the intro and the outro?
Ocean Fruit.
Ocean Fruit. Yeah, so good.
He has like.
I'm ready to hear it right now. I kind of want to play it right now.
All right,
but
we're gonna end the show right here. Actually,
No,
we don't
no.
have. Okay, yeah, but anyway, yeah, keep going.
So, real quick, this will probably be our last story. But I think we've talked about it a little before, but we used to, and I guess we still do whenever there are shows. But our buddy Dylan Himley plays music. He is a rapper, artist, whatever, and we perform with him a lot. His name is Himley, the name of his band or his artist.
Yeah, talked about.
Whatever.
He was our second
Local Love. But he so anyways, we perform with him a lot. You play the drums and I'm his hype man, along with Taylor Woodson is the other hype man. We love to perform, and it's a lot of fun. So we used to perform quite frequently back in the day. We would go to places in Dallas, Deep Ellum, and other venues like that. And this particular story, this particular time, we went to a venue in
Fort Worth?
Fort Worth?
It was Tomcats, I think.
Yeah, Tomcats in Fort Worth. And anytime we would perform, especially back in the day, I loved dressing up for it. Because I like being super eccentric with my outfits.
Do you have that outfit, the one I'm talking about, truck fit?
Yeah.
Dude, next. Well, I say next, but we got a surprise for you next one.
Well, eventually I'll wear those pants. They used to not fit anymore, but they fit again.
Nice.
I lost some weight, and I can actually squeeze
fatty.
my tight little ass in there. Oh, I don't know why I said that. But anyways, so I would dress up, and I thought I was the shit with no toilet paper. And I would wear these like, I don't know, I would kind of sag a little bit, and I'd have like a long baggy shirt, like with my LeBron James. Like, I think we have a picture.
Oh yeah,
maybe we could show it,
dude. Hey, you look good.
And I used to wear the flat bill hats.
Oh yeah,
and I'd be up there. I'm like,
oh, you would do the
I'd be like,
you do the whole person like, I don't know.
Or I'd just be like hard, like,
yeah, like but then you do the like, I like back scratches.
So, anyways, we opened for this band called Blood on the Dance Floor, as previously talked about. Mm-hmm. Now, what's strange is a lot of the music that Dylan does is more pop, hip hoppy, and actually kind of more geared towards. It's not Christian music by any means, but it's more
Christian
like
driven.
Yeah, underlying undertones of those kind of things.
Cecil Pettyjohn would approve.
He would, in most instances. Not the Mississippi whiskey. He does not approve of alcohol and driving. They talk about driving with one hand on the whiskey and the other on the steering wheel. I mean, come on, get it together.
Well, if it was our pup whiskey, that's okay.
Yeah.
She's only one
pup, so. Anyways, so we were getting ready for the show, and Blood on the Dance Floor, they have some pretty hard, aggressive music. Would you say?
Yeah,
And I would also say that they have a pretty aggressive following. And by that, I don't mean like they beat you up, but their following is a very, very loyal following.
Yeah.
And they're a lot of times very much
14.
underage, young.
So
it's the angsty, the teen angst.
So girls, you remember the phase in high school where you had etnies, your hair was swooped from over here, you really blacked out your eyes, and
you listened to Panic at the Disco
and My Chemical Romance.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you smoked a cigarette to completion once.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm going to say about To Completion.
Okay. But anyways, we show up and
angsty.
We're very like we're there super early.
Yeah.
And we
had to get in for like load in and sound check.
Yeah, and sound check and all that stuff. But even by the time we get there, there's already a line.
Yeah, the show was at like 8 and we got there at 5:30.
Yeah, and there's already a line out the front door of people waiting. And when I say people, I mean little children.
Yeah.
Because they were like literally 14, 15.
You see
16.
the mom cars just dropping their angsty ass kid off, and the mom's got probably a bottle of wine open in her door.
Oh yeah, she's like, I can't wait for this night. I don't care what she does. I don't care who she's around. I know that there's a lot of, promiscuous activity going on around that back alleyway, but I don't.
Dude, there's a bar right next to it, and there was those group of girls, those women just smoking weed.
Yeah.
And there's a line of 13 and 12-year-old, 14-year-olds right next to them. They're just smoking a joint, and we go to drive in to load in, and they're like, eh? And I'm like, I don't know what that is.
So we're going in the back entrance to load up a lot of like your drums and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And as we pull up and we get out of the car, we see like a group of girls. They see us and they're like,
well, they got around. So like where the building was, the front, there was the line, like you said, and then around the back of the bar and the venue is where you loaded in, and somehow they got around. I think they just got dropped off over there. But when we were driving up, we look at them, and they're like, there's like a group of like 5 of them, and they were like, and then I look at them and I smile and I'm like, hey, and they go, oh God, and I was like, I'm nobody. Why are you freaking out?
So we get out. And I think
I was so happy to be someone in that moment.
I know, it kind of felt kind of cool. And we get out, and I'm wearing the flat bill, and I have like, I think a part of it had to do with the attire of how we dressed, or at least how I dressed. It looked like we were supposed to be somebody.
Dude, did you have a giant bulge in your pants, thinking that people loved us?
Yeah, I was like, literally, we're no one. We do this for fun every once in a while. I'm a hype man. I literally don't make any of this content. And we're just, but
hey, it sounds like our podcast.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. What I meant was...
So we opened the doors to get out, and we're getting the drum set
and
out of your car.
It was in my Honda Civic.
Yes.
A red. It had black racing stripes.
Racing stripe down the middle.
And a wing. What is it called? Tailpipe?
No, not a whale's tail, but it was like...
I mean, I was wearing that too, yeah.
I bent over, they could see my whale's tail.
They all threw up and vomited, and they called the police.
Like, why is there so much hair? I've never seen a hairy whale.
It had to have been somewhere because it's not on his head. Actually, you had hair that... Well, you were...
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh.
So...
were we both wearing a whale's tail?
Yeah. So anyways, we get out and we're loading up, and we're walking to...
Spoiler.
Yes, that's what it's...
Sorry.
I was like, there's not any spoilers
to
the story. It's just a story.
Sorry, mate.
The girls run up like, oh, hey, who are you guys? And
no, they didn't ask.
I thought they did.
Oh, I thought they were like, no, they didn't ask who we were because.
Oh no, you're right.
They literally just came up and went, hey, can we get pictures? And we're like, yeah.
I'm like, sure.
Yeah. Hey, it's fine. People get nervous when they meet us. Come on.
And it was kind of like I guess we have time. There's we have places to be. We're really busy.
Just make it quick.
Our time is super important and valuable, but sure. And so we're sitting over there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why do you want to take pictures of this? And
dude,
so I'm sure, like somewhere
you're
on
like
someone's MySpace page, I'm like, oh my gosh, you will never believe who we met. And then they never say who we are because they don't know who we are.
They post a picture and everyone's like, who the fuck is that? And then one person's like, oh my God, really random.
Yeah, right.
Well, Dylan was there too, and he was already drunk.
I don't think they asked for a picture with him.
Well, why the fuck did they ask for us?
I don't know, because we were...
Did we just look? We came out of the car.
We just looked the part.
Crotch forward, like...
And I was just like,
yeah.
Hey, what up,
Hey,
girl?
This is my third car.
You want to hit me up in 5 years when you're of age?
Yes, please. Can you? Because I'm lonely. Anyway, you know what, Colton? This episode absolutely sucked because
this was one of those. No, this was just one of those where I felt like I couldn't get a rhythm, but it's all good.
No, I also can't because I woke up at 6 p.m. If anyone knows about me, I like to play video games.
What?
Yeah, crazy. And I'm a video gamer. And last night was one of those days where I found a new game on the store. It was free on the Game Pass. And I played it for 12 hours straight.
Was this the virtual marketplace game?
You're such a bitch. So Colton made this joke before. He was like, "Oh, virtual marketplace where you go in and you run a marketplace."
Yeah, no. And you try to you're shopping for the best deals, and if you get the best deal possible, you win.
Life of loneliness.
Your virtual wife won't divorce you. But if you don't get she was like, you left the coupon on the counter and you paid half price when you could have paid three-quarters of the price. Divorce.
You want to pay half price, not 3/4 of the price.
Whatever.
No, wait.
Yeah. You could have paid 1/4 of the price. I don't know. A quarter pounder. I don't like
with cheese. You like pickles cheese only.
I don't really like Burger King.
Quarter pounder is McDonald's. You idiot.
They're all the same.
God, you're so healthy.
They suck.
Anyway, thanks for watching. That's Cole, and I'm Drew.
Hey, real quick, I do want to say, eventually we have updates. People came over and hung out with us because we don't have COVID anymore. Yeah.
And I know what you're wondering. No, we didn't wear masks because you know why? We already got it. If they want it, they got it.
That's on them
at this point.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for watching. That's Cole. I'm just kidding. That's Colton. I'm Drew Bolden. That's Colton Pettyjohn. Sorry, I didn't say your last name. I'm Drew Bolden. And we just wanted to do this because it's cool. Clancy, let's hit it.